Growing up, I had a conception of prayer as being more of a one-way conversation. Like I would present God with a list of things, and then he would go off and be God and do his God things. But as I grew up and like kind of matured in my faith and just matured in life, I came pretty disillusioned with that like shallowness of relationship. And so I was seeking out more intimacy in prayer, but that required that I be really honest with my experience of God, with my experience of the church and in the world. When I had met my husband, he was in pastoral leadership, I was in church leadership, and we had ended up leaving that and entering into a season of a few years of just kind of wilderness and healing, working odd jobs, finishing up seminary. And I was talked about in this book, felt myself being invited into really vulnerable, really honest, and really specific prayers of, God, would you get Aaron this specific job, oddly specific, to the point where I was like asking half sarcastically, like, I think God could do this. I don't think he necessarily wants to or would, but I'll throw it out there and like see what he does with it. I kept praying this prayer for 5 to 6 months, and every time I was like, this feels silly. This feels maybe childish, but I'm just going to keep praying it and see what happens. So then one day I was like, all right, I'll just, check the careers page for this place and see what's on there. And I actually saw a job posted that was for my field and what I do, which was like completely unrelated to this ministry. And I thought that was really odd because I'd been praying this organization for my husband for so long, but I was seeing an open door for myself to potentially enter into this ministry. And then I ended up getting that job and working there. And I thought, God, like, you didn't hear me right. I wanted this for Aaron, not for myself. But then over time, just through working at this organization, Aaron also ended up getting invited in to work there as well. So I think what started as a really small, semi-sarcastic prayer to God, like, okay, we'll see what you do with this one. We'll try to step into this relationship with an ounce more of vulnerability. He took what was small and like made it so much bigger than I had vision for, to the point where I thought I was praying for someone else, but I also ended up praying for myself. And I think in a way, because I partnered with God in that, I ended up changing both of our trajectories in life, not just his. I remember when I started praying for this job to happen, I thought, God can do this right now. He doesn't need me to pray this into existence, but I now see that he wanted me to shed some of those layers, to be more vulnerable, to ask so that it would be revealed that like, I actually don't really trust him to want to do this. I learned that in his might, in his power, and his glory and majesty, he still wants to give me a voice. He still wants to hear my thoughts and have my perspective, because I am a unique instance of his image, and he wants to delight in me specifically, and he wants to be my partner. He wants to like problem solve and, whiteboard and like dream with me, not just give things to me or tell me when I'm doing things wrong. I think it awoke me to like his desire to creatively partner with humans.